Hi, my name is Lawrence D. Vincent. I am an uber fan of George Romero's films, and I'll be taking you through this sort of photo tour of the filming locations from the Crazies. Over the years, I've researched the locations for these movies, and I've found a lot of things that many people have never found. I just sort of like doing it. It's fun finding them through the research and then actually going there and taking photos of these places. What I do is I'll bring screen captures or photos, from the movie, and I will compare them to the present day, and I'll try to recreate the same shot with my camera. I think it's fun to do. I show these photos on Facebook and anywhere people might want to look, including Blu-rays like this. There I am. I figured I'd take photos of all these places that I figured maybe I should get in there in a couple photos. So I get the tripod out and set it up and take some photos of myself. It just seemed like I was taking so many photos of places and things that there's no record of me being there except for taking the photo. Another interesting thing that I do is that I host film location tours for the Living Dead weekend each October in Evans City, Pennsylvania. All these locations for Night of the Living Dead and the Crazies are in Evans City or in the surrounding area. So I take busloads of people around. I show them places like this church, which is St. Killian's Parish Rectory. It's in Mars, Pennsylvania. I run out the side door, I pretend to light myself on fire, and people laugh and clap and film it. They have a good time. Other places I do some of the dialogue, and I do all kinds of recreations for the fans. I try to make it fun during these tours. This here is the Beam Farm. It's in Evans City, Pennsylvania. You will see our heroes hiding by a tree and looking beside a barn, which was right there. A helicopter comes up over the hill. This is that exact hill. I hope you like how I provide the screen capture in the photo so you can really get to see. If you want, pause this along the way so you can really study the photos and see what has changed or what hasn't. I think it's pretty fun. In fact, if you ever come out or to the Living Dead weekend or to Evans City, Pennsylvania, come out in October for our event. You would really enjoy it. We have lots of celebrities there, and you get to go on a tour of all these locations. What you're looking at here is an empty field. But if you look close in the background, you'll notice a couple buildings in the shots that I provide in the frame of these photos. In this scene, you will see Bill Hinzman in the movie. It's his cameo in the movie, and he shoots from a sort of bathroom. It would have been out there near the field. And you can see in the background, just slightly, those same buildings. Those are the remnants of the former building that was there. This here is the gardener's farm. In the movie, you will see the soldiers standing by it, firing shots at a man. He is defending his house, and they want to go into his house and drag him and his family out. The interesting thing is, when I found this location through a friend of mine, and I talked to the family that lived there, they told me that the movie actually filmed on 3 sides of their house. Now, their house has been renovated, and it's not very recognizable, but this barn is very recognizable. This hasn't changed. The one side of their house that you saw earlier with the man standing there shooting has been renovated, so they removed the door, and they actually gave me that door. They still had it. Right there, you will see the girl playing the piano. It was right there. A little bit of that has been renovated. You will see here the stairs and the railing. And look, the same light is up there, up top. The same doorway, the same door even. Although the front of the house was renovated. So they used the one side with the barn, they used the front of the house in another scene, they used the inside of the house, and they also used the back of the house. I'll take you upstairs. Look at it. Look at that. They recently stripped the paint on all those sort of bars on the stairs, and pretty much kept it the same, but made it more, you know, a little bit more modern by having it stripped and stained. I love getting in some of these shots. I really get a kick out of it. I try to get the exact same shots that you see in the movie. I hope it works. I hope you can see what I'm doing and appreciate what I do. It's all for fun. I actually never meant it to be on any Blu-rays or anywhere. Just, it's for my own amusement, my own enjoyment. As you can see, I'm entering upstairs, where the soldier comes up and he sees the lady knitting. He walks into the room and talks to her, but she says nothing. She smiles, gets up, and stabs him in the sort of chest. Now it's the little girl's room. But back in the day, you'll see that older lady there, that crazy lady. The people who own this house were really, really nice and accommodating to me. And also the crew that I brought there to film the actual sort of location tour that you'll see on this Blu-ray elsewhere. Like I said, some places change a lot, some places don't. But when you come to a place like this, where there's so much the same, it's just like hitting the jackpot. You've hit the lottery. Like, wow, I never would have thought things would be like this. Look, okay, this, for example, they have renovated the front, so it's drastically different from what you see in the movie. This here is the Vicnor Farms. This is also in Evans City, Pennsylvania. I couldn't get inside, and they did actually film inside this home. The interesting thing is that this location was also used in the film Foxcatcher starring Channing Tatum. He actually sleeps in the same bedroom that Richard Liberty, who plays Artie in the Crazies, slept in. This is a really interesting spot. This is the former location of Dr. Alsop's office in Evans City, Pennsylvania. This is what became the base of operations for the military when they came to Evans City in the movie. They take over this doctor's office and they create their whole base there. Right now, it is a gentleman's apartment. Hey, there's my friend Mandy Danger. And there's Kevin Christ, the owner of the Living Dead Weekend and the creator of the Living Dead Museum. I think you'll find these comparison photos really interesting because there's so much that is the same. Look at that cabinet there. It's just been stripped and stained. There's Dr. Brookmeyer, Major Ryder. And they're putting up the fluorescent lights on that doorway. Same room, you can see the window there. And there's me lamely trying to recreate the shot. I got Mandy Danger to do it too, which is pretty funny. And the photos in this house actually are comprised of 3 different times I was at this house location. So you might see my hair different, you might see me wearing something different. But that's how many times I go to these places over the years, and then I decide to sort of get certain shots when I'm there and recreate certain things, which is pretty cool for you, I hope. There I am. There's my buddy Gary. He lives in the apartment and graciously allows us to go there with our tours and for me to take photos like this. That is Sam Nicotero up there. And I'm going to recreate his scene in the movie. He played Deputy Shade, and he was billed as Tony Scott, which was his stage name, which he used on the radio. Unfortunately, he passed away last October, but I was able to do a screening of the Crazies for the Living Dead weekend, and I dedicated that screening to him last October. There's Kevin Kreis, owner of Living Dead Museum, and we're watching the Crazies in the house where they filmed the scene from the Crazies. Of course, I start getting everybody to try to do these shot recreations, blah, blah, blah. There's Gary. He lives in the apartment. If you look closely, you can see that is the same door that they had back in the time of the filming of the movie in 1972. Same door. I love finding those things and seeing them when I get to these places and showing the fans too. I take my tours of these filming locations through this apartment. I point out the door. In the next room where you see Major Ryder and Colonel Peckham having all their discussions, right here, you will see that same fireplace mantle. In the movie, it was painted white. Over the years, they must have stripped it clean and then stained it. Looks pretty nice. I put on one of the suits. I hope you're enjoying these. As I said, this is where they had the military's base of operations, and that's Colonel Peckham and Major Ryder. They both sit at a desk there in front of the window. And if you look close behind Major Ryder, you'll see that radiator. And then when I take people there on my tours, you'll see the paint chipping off right there. The green paint that was on there originally, and the whole room was painted green in the movie. It's underneath the white paint. There it is. So there's no question as to place. If you had any question, but I don't think you would. Okay, now as I was talking about, there is that fireplace mantle that Dr. Watts leans on. I got Mandy Danger to recreate that sort of pose. I do the same thing. I get everybody to do these things. There's Gary. He lives in the apartment. It's a great guy. Reenacting the Dr. Watts pose. And I'm doing my best to be so serious. Colonel Peckham leaning on the mantle. Outside, there's Kevin Kreis, Mandy Danger, me, and Gary. You will see this shot right here next to the quick fill in Evans City, Pennsylvania. This is also on Main Street in Evans City, Pennsylvania. You'll see a deserted scene in the movie of this exact shot. You'll also see this shot too. This is the corner of Main Street and Pioneer Road in Evans City, Pennsylvania. In the movie, you will see a man run across the street and get shot. And behind him, you will see the Evans City Railway Station right there. The interesting thing about it is it's the only station ever built on water in our nation. Right on those sort of metal beams. Due to age and instability, it was demolished in the early 1980s. Those are the remnants you see right there. And there I am again. There's the Living Dead Museum on your left. It's in the heart of Evans City, PA. If you ever want to venture out there, you can see the Living Dead Museum. these following shots are all sort of along Scott Ridge Road in Harmony, Pennsylvania. These are the opening shots that you're looking at in the movie. You see that red barn in the distance. Also on this road, you'll see later on shots of places the van drove by as our heroes were chased by the soldiers and on the run. All the road shots that you see in the movie take place on this one stretch of road, maybe about a mile or two long. In the movie, you'll see the van come around the corner at this very corner. This was another gold mine. I had searched for these shots for a long time and driven on many roads, all the back roads of Evans City. And then a friend alerted me to a house that was on this road. And then I was looking at it and I saw certain things that matched up. I'm like, that's exactly what I was looking for. And then I showed my friend the screen captures from the movie, and he said, that's down the road. So I keep looking up and down this road, and I find all these really cool spots of things you see in the movie. And it turned out that all the road scenes in the movie were filmed on this one road, Scott Ridge Road in Harmony, Pennsylvania. That's my car on the left. There are those red barns again. As you can see, it's all along the same stretch of road. Different views, different angles. As if you didn't see it before, now I'm going to point to it. In the movie, you will see the van come up this road in a day for night shot. It comes flying up the road and it turns into the field. Interesting thing is that when they turn into the field, all the way in the back of this very field is where you see a later scene with a woman sweeping through the grass as the sort of soldiers try to corral the people of the town and bring them in. It's in the back of this very field. I'll show you in a second. There you go. You see that line of grass matches up to the line of the property, and you see it sort of that same path in the shot where the fields differ. And all the way to the back left is where they had the scene of the woman sweeping the grass because she's crazy. I'll show you a couple photos of those coming up. Don't mind me. I get into this. I'm sorry if you're seeing so many photos of me, but hey, I want proof that I was there. And that's what I was telling you about. You can see sort of there are fence posts in the distance and sort of a fence in the frame when you see the shots from the movie, and the remnants are back there along the tree line. You're looking at the Evans City Volunteer Fire Department. They used this at the very beginning of the Crazies. This is also in Evans City, Pennsylvania. You'll see shots there of Clank reporting for duty because the fire alarm goes off. Clank is also waiting for David and Judy to show up. The Evans City Fire Department actually opens up the whole sort of garage for fans during my tours of the Living Dead weekend. So we get to see all this stuff. They open it up graciously. And while a lot of it has changed, there are certain things that haven't. This is where Judy and David pull up. Clank's outside by his car. As you can see, some new windows were put in, a new roof was put on. This in the movie was Thompson's service station. It's in Connoquenessing, Pennsylvania. You'll see in the shots Crazy Frank running around outside, just doing whatever he's doing. Who knows? This is when they get out of the van that was taking them away after they were all captured. They fight the soldiers and take over the van and leave. This is the Evans City Post Office in Evans City, Pennsylvania. You will see a very iconic shot in the movie of a soldier standing by that flagpole. Not much has changed. This is the Seneca Valley Intermediate High School. In the movie, this is where Dr. Watts had his lab. This is where all the people were gathered from the town by the military. Dr. Watts is trying to sort of tell somebody that he's found the cure, or he thinks he's found the cure. So he's trying to get out of there, and the soldiers just start fighting him and struggling with him. He runs away, runs down the stairs, and falls to his death. Some of the colors have changed here, but a lot of it's the same. I could not believe it when I found this location. They even have the same floors, the same sort of handrails and railings. As you get further into these pictures in a second, you'll see I matched up the spot where the blood vials dropped on the floor. There you go. I'll get even closer. There's Dr. Watts falling. And this is where the vial dropped on the ground. And you can see that black line against the wall. Of course, as we go along through these photos, pause at any time if you want to compare the shots. That's where Dr. Watts laid as he died. Rest in peace, Dr. Watts. This is the Veterans Memorial in the town square of Harmony, Pennsylvania. You'll see shots in the movie of the soldiers sort of standing by them, sitting down. I do my thing. Get in the shots, just like you see in the movie. While many of these places that I show you here are public places, anybody can go to them, some of them are private property, and you must respect these places and their owners. Don't go on somebody's farm or up to somebody's house without being invited. Please. This is the former location of the Zelienople Motel. In the movie, you'll see the soldiers ride up through the main entrance. They walk up to the motel and start rounding up people from their rooms. It was demolished a long time ago, and only these few remnants still remain. It's now a big sort of parking lot. That's where the main part of the building was, in the center of the picture. This is the former location of Steen Block and Concrete in Connequanescent, Pennsylvania. In the movie, you'll see shots of the soldiers gathering up people, and this is where George Romero has his cameo, right in front there. And in the back of the building is where they had this sort of chute down from the top of the building with all the concrete blocks to the side. And the whole end of the movie was filmed in this spot here at this Steen Block and Concrete company. It's now been changed over the years. It was extended and they added on the back there. But this is the spot. Through my research, I found out where the original Steen Block and Concrete company was. That was where it was. Some of the original building still remains in the front, where George Romero had his cameo. But that's it. I hope you enjoy those filming location photos. Here are a few behind-the-scenes photos that I think you would enjoy. I found these on Facebook. This is during the filming at the Steen Block Concrete building. There aren't many here, but I thought you would enjoy them and enjoy seeing them. I hope you enjoyed this tour with me. Thank you for coming along.